sweet, sweet, sweet song. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. Sometimes I'm hard on me when dreams don't come easy. I wanna look back and say, I know I did all that I could. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. Two arms around me, heaven to ground me, and a family that always calls me home. Two legs together, enough love to share, and a sweet, sweet, sweet song. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. Two arms around me, heaven to ground me, and a family that always calls me home. Two legs together, enough love to share, and a sweet, sweet, sweet song. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray we all have a life that's good.
Always wonderful to have Planted by Hands with us. Thank you for getting our service off to such a beautiful start this morning. And welcome to one and all to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane, where our mission is to join together to create a nourishing liberal religious home and to champion justice, diversity, and environmental stewardship in our wider world, or as we say in short, to create community, find meaning, and work for justice. Want to also begin, as usual, by welcoming you to this space. All that you bring with you, your unique beliefs, your background, your lifestyle, your experiences, all that helps make you who you are is welcome here today. And this includes those of you who are in the room with us today, who are here in person, who may be joining us even for the first time. You're equally as welcome, as are the many of you who are streaming live with us. And I think we have some Zoomers still with us. Do we, Todd?
No,
They all left, huh? So they saw the crowd coming in and they split. So we had a good number, I think probably about 20 folks on our Zoom this morning. And it's great because we get to interact with the folks who actually Zoom a little bit from a distance. And most of them like to attend the first service because they're from other time zones and it's a bit more convenient. But anyway, I wanted them to say hi just in case they were still with us. couple of announcements before we move forward with our service. One is, you've noticed the back of the room looks beautiful because this is, we're having a Thanksgiving sort of holiday potluck. And I would invite everybody to stay, whether you knew about it or not. That's the great things about potluck. There's always enough. So hope you'll stay for that following our service this morning. Also, for those who remember Reverend Craig Morrow's sermon a few weeks ago, in which he talked a bit about the satanic verses and dissidents and all that kind of stuff, he is going to be offering a class to our church, a 5-week class beginning December 3rd at 10 a.m. That's a Saturday at 10 a.m. And it is going to be on the satanic verses and how it relates to current freedom of speech issues that are going on in our world, in our religion, those sort of things. So you can check the latest Sun for details. Craig's email address should be in there. You can contact Craig directly to register for the class, if you will. And also wanted to let folks know that we are going to be having a new member orientation session following our services on Sunday, December 12th. It's been a while since we've been able to offer a new member orientation. So if you've been thinking about becoming a new member and would like to stick around for that, or if you're an older member and just kind of want a refresher, it's always fun to kind of go over Unitarian Universalist history, the history of our church, talk about what it means to be a member here, those sort of things. And I particularly want to encourage those of you who are regular streamers with us, or even Zoomers, if you're not Zooming but streaming with us right now. It's great to always have you part of the community too. And we are really working on becoming a church that exists within these walls, but also beyond these sanctuary walls. We're expanding our idea of sanctuary to try to provide the connectedness and even the services, not only Sunday services, but other services that we need and we feel like we're not getting right now from our larger association. So we would love to and be honored to have you as members of this congregation as well. Okay, so today is an intergenerational service. And when I first had the idea of doing a sermon on puppets and people, I was going to do this sort of serious scholarly sermon on those differences. And then our RE director, Stephanie, wisely said, hey, it's been a while since we had an intergenerational service. Would this be a good topic? And I said, well, sure, I can do it for kids too. Why not? Why not? So speaking of kids, when I was a very young child, like 5 years old and younger, the most famous puppet in the world was Charlie McCarthy. That's right, Charlie McCarthy. And even though he was a puppet, Charlie was one of the most popular celebrities in the world for more than 50 years. A lot of us haven't even heard of him these days, but hugely, he met with royalty and celebrities. He even got married to Marilyn Monroe one time. Yeah. So all I wanted was a Charlie McCarthy puppet of my own, but my family was very poor, and Charlie McCarthy cost almost $10, which was really expensive in the 1960s, especially for a family with 4 children. Still, for every year for Christmas, Charlie McCarthy is what I asked Santa Claus for. He never came. But one year, my parents splurged and got me the less expensive Danny O'Day instead. And Danny O'Day was my very first puppet. And I want to introduce you to Danny O'Day right now, okay? Let's see. Okay. So, would you say hi, Danny? Danny, would you please say hello? Well, as you can see, Danny can't talk on his own. As a kid, I was pretty disappointed to find out that puppets can't move or talk without help from real people. You see, up until then, I thought puppets were real persons, and I wanted Charlie McCarthy to come to my house so he could be my friend. I was very lonely. But even though he wasn't Charlie and he wasn't a real person, I liked Danny. And once I realized the difference between people and puppets, I had a lot of fun helping Danny talk simply by pulling a string behind his neck. Now can you say hello, Danny?
Hello, everyone.
Very good. How are you today?
Well, I woke up with a stiff neck.
Yes, I can see that. Let's move you just a little closer. Let's get a little closer to that microphone, Danny.
All right, it's been a long time since you took me off the shelf.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to neglect you.
I guess you think you're a real ventriloquist now, huh?
Well, it says that's ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist?
Ventriloquist.
How's that?
Ven.
Then,
Trill.
trick,
O.
co,
Quist.
list.
Ventriloquist.
How come you can say it and I can't?
So the string is connected to a rubber band inside Danny's head, which is what allows us to make his mouth move. And that's one big difference between puppets and people. People don't have rubber bands in our heads. Some of us do, actually, but we're not going to mention any names. But most of us shouldn't need help from others to talk. We should be able to speak for ourselves, be able to speak for ourselves without getting in trouble, and being able to live peacefully with others who think differently than us. And that is what Unitarian Universalism, that's what our religion is all about. And that's what we're going to focus on today during today's intergenerational service. So thank you for helping to get us started, Danny.
Why, thank me. Turns out you're the one doing all the talking.
That's true, but don't be sore. Even though we haven't spoken for a while, I want everyone to know that you're the dummy who taught me everything I know about being a ventriloquist.
Well, don't blame me for your shortcomings.
Okay. I'm going to put Danny away while you take a few moments to greet one another. just let it sort of flop on that, but kind of, come on, okay? But you're not. You want to try it? Go ahead. Oh, beautiful! Yay, thank you. All right. So we are going to move forward now by lighting our chalice, but I do invite you to stay again after the service for lots more of conversation. I mean, I hated to break that up. There was a lot of good chatter going on. So we light our chalice now, which is the symbol of our unity and our solidarity, of our openness and our inclusion, of our community and our individual uniqueness. May this small flame be our offering of warmth to those who are cold and alone, and a light to those in darkness. May it be a flame that ignites justice in our world and a beacon of hope to those in need, and may it reflect at least a spark of truth wherever truth has been lost, and cast a healthy shadow of doubt wherever it's been found. Yes.
Wow, this is a lovely crowd.
Yes, thank you, Charlie. So I'm happy to say that after more than 50 years of waiting, Charlie McCarthy finally arrived just about a year ago.
Well, I'm sure you weren't disappointed.
Not at all. In fact, you know, Charlie, I'm such a fan. I have, in order to get to know you better, I've listened to 30 years worth of your radio programs, watched all your movies, and read some books about you. Some books that you've actually written.
Well, you should have just asked.
Yeah, I suppose that would have saved me some time. Anyway, thanks for being here, Charlie, to help out with our intergenerational service.
Your what's-in-a service?
Intergenerational, that's a way of saying that today's service is meant for people of all ages.
You mean like us kids and you adults?
Exactly.
Well, why didn't you just say so? And if it's meant for us kids, that means we get to have fun, right, kids?
Yeah. Okay, well, of course it's going to be fun because we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics today.
Oh, dare I ask?
Yes, today we're going to talk about the 18th century Enlightenment philosopher Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative that people must never be used as a means, but be considered an end in and of themselves.
That's the worst joke I've ever heard.
No, that's not a joke, Charlie, because that's really what our religion is all about.
Didn't you say this is an intergenerator church?
No, it's intergenerational, and yes, it is for kids.
For kids and adults, right?
That's right.
Then you can't talk about Kant.
Well, why can't I? I mean, why can't I?
Well, if you don't know the answer to that, you have no business offering gastrointestinal services to anybody.
It's intergenerational. And you're 100% right, Charlie. I'm so excited about the topic, I'm afraid I almost got carried away.
Oh, if only you had succeeded.
Oh, I tell you what, Charlie, since you're a kid, why don't I speak to the adults in the room, and you can translate what I say into kid talk?
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay. So our religion began during the Enlightenment period.
Once upon a time.
And is rooted in the ideas of the German philosopher Immanuel Kant.
There was an old man who sat around thinking too much.
So Kant came up with the idea of the categorical imperative, an ethical principle that is applicable in all situations.
He never played hooky from school or had any fun because he was too worried about doing the right thing all the time. He was one of the most boring people who ever lived.
All right, Charlie, don't embellish. That's not what I said.
Good job, Charlie. Keep it up.
All right. So Immanuel Kant came to believe that it is never right to treat others as a means to an end, but as an end within themselves.
Can we confer?
Well, sure.
What did you just say?
Well, what I meant was that these shoes.
Uh-huh.
Industries.
Uh-huh. Is that right? Well, why didn't you just say so?
Well, I tried. Now, where are we on our script, Charlie?
The old man didn't think it was nice to boss other people around.
That's right. Don't boss other people around. Very good translation. He believed that people should have the right to govern themselves and pursue their own interests.
He thought people should be free.
Very good. He thought people should be free. And Kant actually said that nothing is required for this enlightenment, however, except freedom. And the freedom in question is the least harmful of all, namely the freedom to use reason publicly in all matters.
Oh, trying to make it tough on me, huh?
Well, not intentionally, Charlie.
You keep losing your place.
I know I do.
How many times did we go over this? Let's make sure we're on the same page.
Okay, we are on the same page. We're right here, Charlie. Okay? No, we're right here. Okay, so let me just continue. You don't have to translate that part because this other one's pretty close. So Kant also said that the public use of one's reason must always be free, and it alone can bring about enlightenment upon mankind.
And it really sucks when they can't.
Very good, yes. It's bad when we can't speak for ourselves. Well said, Charlie. So even if I do say so myself, that's another difference between people and puppets. Puppets cannot speak for themselves. They need help from a puppeteer or a ventriloquist.
Speak for yourself.
Yes, present company excluded, of course.
Of course.
So people, on the other hand, can think and speak for themselves and should be free to do so without being punished or ridiculed or hated by others. And that is what Unitarian Universalism's categorical imperative is too.
That's what we're all about.
That's what we're all about. Very good, Charlie. Now, do you think you can tell that story again all by yourself?
Well, I'd be happy to if you think you can keep your mouth closed.
We'll try. I'll get a little closer to the microphone, pal.
Once upon a time, there was an old man who sat around thinking too much. He never played hooky from school, what a shame, and had any fun because he was too worried about doing the right thing all of the time. He didn't think it was nice to boss other people around and said everyone should be free to think and speak for themselves.
Very good.
And that it's no fun when people can't. You put your right foot in and put your left foot out. You do the hokey pokey, and that's what we're all about.
Very good. Very good, Charlie. Thank you.
That's it? No, and they all lived happily ever after?
No, I'm sorry, Charlie. We're still working on making sure that everyone is free and has freedom of speech. But if we all keep working and insisting on it, who knows, maybe someday we will live happily ever after, or maybe at least happier ever after.
The end.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Now, why don't you take another break while Planted by Hands leads us in a congregational song.
We're doing something really different today for the congregational participation thing. We're doing a piece called Mori Bayasa. And what Mori Bayasa is, it's a dance from West Africa, from the Malenki people. It's a woman's dance. It's a dance that a woman does maybe once or twice in her entire life when she's celebrating having overcome a great difficulty. And when she's overcome this great difficulty and she dances her Mori Bayasa dance, the whole village gets together and does clapping rhythms, drumming rhythms, and sings Mori Bayasa. So first of all, I need you to say Mori Bayasa. Can you say Mori Bayasa?
Mori Bayasa.
One more time, Mori Bayasa.
Mori Bayasa.
Very good. So that's the lyrics to the song. It's Mori Bayasa and hey. So I think you've got that piece. Now we're going to do the clapping part. So first we're going to start with just the downbeat. Please stand as you're willing and able and want to participate in this. We'll get the blood flowing today. So first we're just going to clap a downbeat. And those of you who are comfortable with this, just keep right on doing this. But then there's another piece that layers over the top of it, and it goes...
All right, we are going to now, thank you for that. And you were saying earlier that that's something that in the culture, it's only sung on rare occasions when a woman has overcome a large hardship, right? Yeah. Well, we're going to kindle our candles of care today. And of course, we will start as we have been with a candle on behalf of Ukraine and the people there and the people in that region of the world who are continuing to suffer from the violence there, including the Russian people. I mean, it's terrible what's happening to their young people being conscripted for war. But that was kind of an appropriate song for today because another candle is a candle of celebration. It is Joni Nelson's it was her birthday, 85th birthday yesterday, right? Did you have a, yes. So that was a kind of a good song to sing, but I think she also deserves, after all those years, a happy birthday. So maybe Maura will play, but I'm not going to lead us in it, so I'm just going to, did you want to lead us in happy birthday? Because if I do it, I'll be like, happy birthday. Okay, and I understand there's even a birthday cake here. So during the luncheon today, you can have a piece of birthday cake. And Joni, are you going to need help blowing out 85 candles, or? Yes, Charlie McCarthy can help. He's full of hot air. So let's just take a moment of silence on behalf of others that you might be thinking of as well. And as always, you're welcome to name them aloud at this time if you'd like. those named aloud and those embraced in our silence, and all those who are suffering in our world at this hour, we hold in our community with compassion. And we now gratefully give and receive this morning's offering, which helps sustain this community and our mission to the larger world. Maura, thank you so much. That was a surprise song when I found out you were going to play. It's one of my favorites, perfect for today, Rainbow Connection, right? Made famous by Kermit the Frog. By the way, Jim Henson, he was inspired by Bergen and McCarthy. They were his inspiration. The last film that McCarthy and Bergen were in was the 1978 first Muppet movie. And they had a cameo in it, and Bergen died before it was actually released. And he was named, if you watch it, it'll say it's dedicated to Edgar Bergen. So, yeah. So, one of the best ways to understand the difference between people and puppets is to try to turn a real person into a puppet. So I've actually asked Stephanie to be our volunteer. If you'll just come right up here and assume the puppet position.
I was asked to do this moments ago. I have no idea what's
Moments ago.
involved.
But I did let you know that we're going to have a little bit of fun at your expense turning you into a puppet. That's as far as it goes, I will admit. We didn't rehearse. But I want it kind of be a bit of a surprise. But it's also important that if we turn somebody into a dummy, we make sure we do it with their permission. Okay? That's one of the, now, you almost think, well, you got to be a dummy if you give permission to be turned into a dummy. But no, that's not the case. So that's rule number one. Turning someone into a dummy without their permission is unkind, okay? So now, have you ever been a dummy before?
No.
You come on up here to the microphone so we can hear you.
No, I've never been a dummy.
You've never been a dummy before?
Never once in my life.
Well, in that case, I am required by law to administer the International Standardized Dummy Test. Have you taken that by chance?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, it's just 3 simple questions. You do have to get all of them right in order to pass, okay? So let's see. First question, are you easily manipulated by others?
Does it have to be yes or no?
Well, no, yes, it is yes or no. Easily manipulated by others.
No.
No, okay. Sometimes, but not all the time. Okay. We can infer from that. Okay, next question. Can you keep your mouth shut when expected to?
Sometimes.
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 Okay. All right, final question. Do you often let others put words into your mouth?
No.
No, okay.
Not often.
You have failed the dummy test. I'm sorry. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work, okay? All right, why don't you step up just a little closer. Now, is it all right if I touch your back?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch your back, and I want you to open your mouth when I hold my hand on, and then when I remove my hand, you close it. Okay, again? Yeah, just kind of a snap shut, because you got a rubber band for a brain, remember. Okay, all right, that looks pretty good. So let's try this again, okay? Are you easily manipulated by others? Yes. Can you keep your mouth shut when expected to? Yes. Do you often let others put words into your mouth?
Absolutely.
Congratulations, we've transformed you into a dummy. Now, to complete the transformation, if you'll wait just one moment. Now, would you put this on over kind of this, maybe over your,
Over the ponytail?
over the ponytail and this under the ponytail? Okay, oh, perfect, okay. You're fine. I'm going to put this around your back. Okay, now scoot up just a little. There you go, right there. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's how is that, by the way?
Oh, it's just wonderful.
You say that? I don't think I'm buying the voice. Try something else. I've always wanted to be on stage with you. Oh, wonderful. No, I mean it. You're the best. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Oh, you're the greatest. Oh, please stop. You're embarrassing me. And nobody likes to be in front of a large audience and be embarrassed. Okay? I mean, remember, there's people streaming. This is being recorded. It's going up on YouTube. It's never going away, so please stop embarrassing me. I just can't help it. You're the greatest. Well, okay, so why don't we focus on you? Your transformation is complete. We've made a dummy out of you, so go ahead and entertain us. Go ahead. Okay, let's try something else. Not sure what I should do here. Well, I can tell that. So, well, do you know any magic tricks? No, that I'd like to disappear right now. I'm sure. Can you juggle? Oh, I couldn't balance a tricycle with training wheels. Oh, boy. How about some stand-up comedy? I couldn't even tell a good joke sitting down. Wow. Well, there must be something you're good at. Well, there is one thing. One thing? Well, what is it? I can perform to the Nutcrackers Dalley's dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Sugar Plum Fairy. It's hard to say for both of us. You can do that? You can dance to the Sugar Plum Fairy. I shouldn't have actually, you know, she's really a ballet dancer, right? So the joke doesn't work as well. You can't do it. Let's do it. Come out here. Okay, so we're going to take this off. You want to take it off so you don't pull your hair like I did Maura's earlier, first service. Wow, so I wasn't expecting that. Right? I was expecting, most people are like, oh, no way, I'm not going to dance to the Sugar Plum Fairy. But you did it. And it was even better, right? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so anyway, thanks for letting us have a little bit of fun at your expense. Don't go away yet. Again, with your permission, but in real life, it's not appropriate to make others feel like dummies, or to manipulate them, or to silence them, or to make them say what we want them to say. Because people are not puppets. They should be free to think and speak for themselves and do the kind of things that make them happy, not the kind of things we want them to do to make us happy. Right? So finally, you've been such a good sport. Would you like to have the last word before we go to our special music? No, I mean, did you want to say anything? Like,
Gonna poke me on the back.
you're great. No, here.
Yes, thank you, Todd, and everybody for creating such a wonderful intergenerational service. 0 to 100.
That's a hard duo to follow, right there.
Exactly. So this is a song Kelly wrote a couple of months ago, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, we need to be in the key of A.
Oh, yeah, key of A, sorry.
Sometimes we start and we're not in the same key.
But it's been a lot of fun working on it. It's called Your Spirit Knows.
Wait, I got a scrunchie in my way. It's just going to muffle stuff up.
Thank you. Another perfect song. And as we begin wrapping up, I wanted to check in with one of my favorite puppets. This is Avery Mann. How you doing, Avery?
Hi, everyone. Hi. Good to see you. Hello. 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 Is there an echo in here?
I think there is. Everyone's excited to see you. So the last time you were here, you were still looking for a new career. How's that been going?
Pretty good. I think I finally decided what I want to do.
Well, what do you want to do? That's exciting.
I'm going to become a famous singer.
A famous singer?
That's right.
And I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
Why not?
Well, I mean, you're going to need some help with that, and trust me, I don't think that's going to work for you.
No, I don't need your help.
Oh, you don't?
I just won a talent contest last weekend.
You won a talent contest that I didn't know about.
That's right.
Well, what kind of talent show was it?
Well, let's see. There was a magician who can make himself disappear.
Oh, really? How'd that go?
He was a no-show.
Well, who else?
Well, one contestant impersonated famous statues.
Famous statues? Wow. How'd they do?
Not so good, but it was still a moving performance.
Sit with that. Anything else?
Oh yeah, there was a miniature giant.
A miniature giant. How did that work?
Well, he was only 5'10".
5'10", that's average height.
Oh yeah, you'd never know he was a giant just by looking at him.
No, I wouldn't think so. Anything else?
Just one more.
What was it?
Well, there was a lady with a three-legged dog that rolled over every time she told it to sit down.
Yeah. Well, with competition like that, I can see how you won first place.
Well, I didn't exactly win first place.
Well, what place did you win?
Fifth place.
Okay, well, anyway, I guess that's another difference between puppets and people. Puppets need our help doing things, but people should be free to decide for themselves what they want to do with their lives, to find their own meaning and their own purpose. So, Avery, thank you so much for that reminder. I'm going to sit you back down over there while I come back and summarize for just a moment. Okay. I think the number one thing that we tried to convey today, Stephanie included, is that people should be free to think and speak for themselves and not fear being punished or ridiculed by others for determining their own purpose and path in life. It's also important that we don't try to control or manipulate others to get our way. And that includes working secretly to manipulate circumstances so that things turn out the way we want them to. That's why we talk a lot about transparency, right? Because that's treating people like puppets too, which, like Kant said, is never right. And we've learned that even when we do turn someone into a puppet by treating them like a dummy, she or he is still a real person, and even if we have a little bit of fun here on stage with somebody who willingly volunteered, it's not really right to treat people like puppets or to treat people like dummies. People don't have strings that we can pull to make them say the things we want them to say. They don't have rubber bands in their heads to make them think what we want them to think. People are not puppets, and we should always remember the difference. As Jim Henson, the creator of Kermit the Frog and the rest of the Muppets, once said, "Life is like a movie. Write your own ending." And maybe we will, and maybe we won't. Maybe things won't end up quite the way we wanted to, but along the way, we can write our own lines and be the directors of our own story. Thank you. Thank you.
So for our closing song today, we'd love for you to join us in a little Joni Mitchell. The words are on the screen and also in your order of service, called the Circle Game. So if you would stand as you're willing and able.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like when you're older must appease him, and promises of someday make his dream. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town, and they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet too slow to settle down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. So the years spin by, the boy is 20. His dreams have lost some grandeur coming true. There'll be new dreams and better dreams and plenty, before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game.
Jim Henson brings you these closing words. Watch out for each other. Love everyone, including yourself. Open up and enjoy love, your joy, your truth, and most especially, your heart. Amen, blessed be, salam alaikum, and shalom.
Woo!